This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
I'm gonna put sunglasses on. I know it's not a good day to do it because it's just like murky outside, but I feel like I want to wear my shades. And there's smudge all over them, and I'm like, come on now, smudge, get out of the way. And they're scratched up. Oof. Are they scratched up? But these are my, like, everyday casual glasses, so with that being said, welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this internet show you're seeing right through the glasses onto that. Yes, I'm using my phone. I do have, like, here's the funny part, I do have, like, a mic set up, but I don't have... My camera needs more battery time, and not battery, I need a bigger memory card, and the memory card I have usually runs out around like 20 minutes tops. Like, it could take video for 20 minutes tops, and then stops, and I usually forget how long I have it on there till, and I gotta get organized with that shit, man. I gotta get organized. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody's swell on the Lord's Day to rest. I'm wearing my favorite t-shirt. I always wanted to wear this t-shirt. It reminds me of my brother a little bit. I like the style. You know, if I was an anthropomorphic animal, I would choose a lion and look like that all the time. I don't give a shit. And no, I'm not a furry. Which, you know what? Why do they get shit on so much? Like, why do... Like, and again, I actually looked this up, and why did they get shit upon, and I've actually... heard accounts of these people getting shitting, like, the reason why, it's because some of them are just disgusting, and I'm like, alright, that's fair enough. But I feel like there's some people out there who are, like, decent, you know, members of society, and they just look at that group and are like, not too comfortable with your bullshit. Not too comfortable. It's like any fan group, you know what I mean? It's like any fandom or anything like that. There's always going to be, like, the weird guys, you know what I mean? And I'm just one weird person, but I'm not that weird. I actually bathe every day, which honestly, speaking of which, I actually got something today. I'm not asking for a sponsorship. Okay. Because nobody watches my show, my parents don't, and I don't think it's a tragedy. It's just that they're too busy watching other shit, so, you know, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You're not my mom, but they are my mom. Give me a second. Alright, so, this is not a sponsorship. I would like a sponsorship. If you were to give me money, I'd be glad for it. I got a gift. I got some money for a gift. One of my friends sent me some money to buy something for myself, and I decided, I'm just blocking the view, I decided to buy some soap, and I actually was starting to think about taking care of myself better, you know, grooming myself. Usually I didn't wear deodorant, or soap, for that matter. I was more of, like, too much of a hippie. Well, let's just say a machine gun hippie. Peace, love, and firearms, man. But I decided to take care of myself. I'm shaving a little bit more. I'm grooming myself, you know, combing my hair, washing my hair, shaving my face, you know, just, this is why you have this little goatee here. But also I wanted my own soap. Like, granted, my mom borrows my bar of soap, and my dad, you know, and then she has her little special soap, which I sneak in, you know, because it's Neutrogena, you know, it's, my mom used that soap, and it was good. And I didn't feel like getting, like, you know, generic man soap, you know what I mean? Like, Irish Spring, or, Old Spice, or just some, like, Axe Body. Like, honestly, those are fine. I don't mind some of the scents, but this is something I do like, and it's Dr. Squash's Naturally Made Soap. And they actually, if you've ever seen their ads on YouTube, and either if you skipped over them or not, they are a soap company that make natural soap out of natural ingredients and craft them pretty well. And some of them smell good. Like, they kind of remind me of, like, Whole Foods bars of soap and the whole organic idea. And this, I like it because it's like, first of all, I'm not supporting, and I know they're probably not going to sponsor me because they sell well, I gotta admit, like, especially with their ads and stuff like that, you know. Or here's another one I'm not sponsoring ever, Raid Shadow Legends, because unless a bigger game company comes to me and says, "Hey, sponsor this," I'm like, "All right, sure." I will sponsor like more like low class game, like not low class but low key games, like the Vigil by the crew at Resonance of Evil. Please make that. I would play it on console. Because I know I'm not a PC gamer and I'm a console gamer, so it's like, please make it for the console. I just want more console games. Like, here's the thing. I'll get into that in just a moment about consoles, but and also Invader Games, Invader Game Studios, Daymare. I want to play the shit out of that because honestly, I want to see more indie games being made with that genre in mind, or like mix up the genre. You know what I mean? Because everything's just too AAA nowadays, and nobody knows how to make something like a little bit low down key games anymore. But back onto Dr. Squash. This soap is actually pretty good. It smells very good. It smells natural. You smell like a man. You smell like more organic rather than like chemical. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. And I just tried it, you know. It's all good, baby. It's all good. I might do the sunglasses thing, but people may think I'm copying Razor Fist. But then again, he does aviators, and I'm doing the John Lennon's, which honestly, I like these glasses better because like nobody wears them anymore, and I like wearing them. So tough shit. I decided to wear them for Sunday too because I'm wearing my favorite T-shirt of all time. One of my favorite T-shirts. I just like the vibe this gives. Like, you know, an imposing figure just being chilled with dreadlocks and, you know, chilling out like this. This is a line who would smoke weed and, you know, would fuck you up but smokes weed and wants to chill. So, yeah. So, yeah. And also, I follow a lot of people on Instagram who are pretty much use the lion as their symbol. So, yeah, I think lions are cool. So, yeah. What do we want to talk about today? Well, I do want to talk about video games, what I was just saying about modern video games and stuff like that, but I want to talk about, get Dr. Squash's handcrafted soaps, and they're really good. So yeah, I'm starting to take care of myself, because I feel like if we don't, like, if I, like, and again, this is the perfect time to practice, like, self-care and, like, more of, like, getting my life organized a little bit. Like, granted, there's no money coming in, but I can make money elsewhere, you know what I mean? I can work. I have a good back. I have good work ethic. Okay, Chachi? Okay? Chachi? Yes, I like Dennis Miller. I'm not as fast as Dennis Miller or Razor Fist when it comes to, like, the quips. I'm just more just natural. Like, you know, consider me Howard Stern, but less, you know,
sounding more like Squidward. Hey, Robin, I gotta ask you something. Did you hear about those two lesbian dwarfs who had a marriage together?
Like, that's something he would say. You know what's funny? I like the fact that Howard Stern has become, like, synonymous with, like, freaks and geeks and weirdos. I love it, because it's like, if you've ever seen, Private Parts, it's really, he doesn't gloat himself in that movie. He doesn't present himself as like the king of like radio. He's more of the king of comedy in that sense, because it's like he's, and I don't mean it in the sense that he's Robert Punkin, you know, kidnapping somebody. No, he's in the sense of like, he starts out as like a dopey figure. He starts out as like kind of the butt end of the joke until he gets into the end of the movie where he becomes his own identity, when he finds his voice. When he becomes the shock jock that we all know and love, that's when he starts to become, you know, the Howard Stern. You realize that he's not, you know, this, you know, too cool for school guy. In fact, he was not cool to be in. He had to be in school because he wasn't cool, and he didn't have his own stereotype. That's a line from the movie, but it's funny because again, when you look at guys like Howard Stern, it's like when I used to watch him, I was like, this guy's just being like. Just a pompous asshole, thinking he's too cool for anybody else. But in fact, when you watch the movie, he was like, oh, he was never cool. He had to earn it. And even then, he was like doing fart man and stuff like that, and like being intimidated by other rock stars. I'm like, dude, you're like, you know, you're part of that now. Like, it's kind of funny because it's like, yo, like when I think of rock stars, like people kind of like think of like the rock star mentality. Like, it doesn't have to involve being a rock star. You can be a rock star in radio. And the fact that like he interviews like radio and music go together. It's like, why not have the disc jockey be a persona onto his own? I mean, John DeBella tried to challenge him and just, let's just say well, I don't know. Are they friends? Are they not friends? But you know what? Like, take a look at John DeBella. He is somewhat of a character. And I mean, even now, it's like after like the whole shock jock wave ended, he's still a personality that's fun. You know what I mean? And, you know, Opie and Anthony and Preston and Steve in the morning, are they still on or not? I have not listened to radio in a while, but I'm more of a guy who likes to listen to his own music, and I'm annoyed with radio in a sense of just like, yo, just play the other like songs of the other albums. I don't mind listening to Ozzy Osbourne, but I don't want to hear the same fucking song from either Black Sabbath. I want to hear something new. God dang it. I don't care if, like, you know, we don't have the rights to pay for it. It's like, then play it, alright? I'll buy the album. Like, okay, fine. If that's the deal, then we should start buying albums again. Like, physical copies of albums. And start playing them again. Stop sharing shit. Like, okay, you can't, you know, stop people from doing that. But it's like, you know what? Then start making albums. Start making movies. Start making video games worth buying instead of just this weird square thing, and start putting art into it, start putting effort into it. I remember when gaming manuals used to be interesting. Like, some would just be like, for Saints Row would be like, you get a glimpse of diaries of a certain character being like an undercover cop. Or with album art, where it's like there's more art within the album cover. Like, it was not just that like famous art one, the cover art. No, there's more other art. I mean, hell, I own Genesis CDs that have that, and that's interesting. It's interesting to see that, you know. And even movies. It's like, you know, I don't want to go to the fucking movies anymore because it's like I don't want to spend so much money to go to this like event that's, what the fuck, so watered down. Like, for example, like, if you go to, like, the Regal Cinema or AMC, they treat it like, okay, I get it if it's, like, one theater doing it, because, okay, if you have a choice. Do you want to go to the, you know, movie tavern, or do you want to go to the AMC that has this, and this, and then nice, comfortable chairs? And then you go to, like, a Regal, which is, like, I'm okay with them just having regular seating. And by the way, I don't like that whole pay for your seating thing, because I hate that first come, first serve. I like the first come, first serve thing, because it forces you to, you know, pay for tickets early. And which I don't mind. If you get there late, that's your own damn fault. But don't, you know, make me do assigned seating. That's gay. And not in the sense of a good gay. You know what I mean? It's a bad gay. I don't know. I'm not trying to pick on anybody who's gay. I'm just saying it's just not cool, dude. Let me, and I know there's so many people from the LGBTQ/SWSYZ group coming after me, but honestly, I support you guys. I'm only saying gay because you have to admit that's kind of gay too, and it's not a good gay. You know, if it was a good gay, they would let you pick your seating. They would, in fact, they would make it into like they would make you feel like you were coming into an actual movie theater instead of a global plex. Like, what happened to movie theaters themselves, too? Like, I've been in some great movie theaters that were, like, some were just, like, low, dirty class, broken down places, and others just, like, they were pieces of art themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I just looked at myself doing that. I'm like, art. Do you not understand the art of it? The art of movie theaters. But it is strange. It is strange. I mean, it bugs the crap out of me that we don't do that anymore. We don't make going to the movies a decent event. Because before it used to be like, you know, I don't think every movie theater has to be the Ritz. And even the Ritz, like, sticks to being a movie theater because it's not a diner, it's not a kitchen. Sure, they may have a restaurants close here and by and there, but the whole process, you know, you buy your ticket, you buy your snack, you go to the seat, you get what seat you get, and you watch a movie. And I've been in some great movie theaters. One of my favorite movie theaters is, there's a couple. There's one in Brattleboro. Perfect setup. 3 movie theaters, big, medium, large. Small, medium, large. Amblers, which is another setup like that. Which I've been to the big one, and oh my god, I'm like, this exists? And honestly, I'm really annoyed with movie theaters nowadays. Like that. Well, hold on, I'll talk about those movie theaters' flaws in just a moment. But some of the more like megaplexes don't have that like artistic feel to it. Like it feels conglomerate. You know what I mean? When like, conglomerate is an okay design for some places. You know, if you want to show multiple movies and this is like a chain, but other times it's just. It sucks because it's just like, what? It's like, okay, you got Chaplin on the wall, the movie, it's nice, but there's no, like, history towards that. Like, the one in Battlesboro, the one in Ambler, hell, even the one where I live has that feel of this is a place that worships the movies instead of the movie serving, like, the company. You know what I mean? Like, this is a place where it was like there's history towards there. But I do have an issue with like those movie theaters as well, and minus the one from Battlesboro, because that one at least had the balls to just show like X-Men Origins. I'm dead serious. They showed X-Men Origins. They showed the Star Trek movie. They showed all these movies. Like, they were not afraid to show the big blockbusters as well. Like, the big money maker, you know, Steven Spielberg presents projects and stuff like that. The big action movie of the summer. Guys near here, like Ambler or, like, the one I'm at, will only show like these art house films or the Wes Andersons and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fine and dandy, but sometimes show like, I don't know, show like, I know them not, there's movies that are not off the top of my head, but at least Highway does, that's the movie theater that I'm near, does a lot with like, okay, we'll show Jaws this one day. I mean, just show Die Hard, or show like any action movie of that time, like, that were like big in theaters. They wouldn't show Jurassic Park again. Make me like afraid of the dinosaur, right? Something. I mean, you don't have to show like these like art house films all the time. It's like, sure, I like drinking wine, but I want a root beer float. I want candy. I want chocolate. I want it now. And I just spilled coffee on myself, and it's cold, so yeah, it all works out in the end. I remember seeing a good movie at the Highway too, so I remember some of my best moments and the worst moments too, so that's a story for another day. And again, go out, get some Dr. Squash's soap. If you're a man, go get it. If you're a woman, go get it. I don't care if you want it. If you like that scent, just go get it. If you like something, go get it. And again, if Dr. Squash wants to sponsor me, that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful, and I feel like an absolute hoe for doing it, but damn it, I like their soaps, and I wouldn't mind sponsoring stuff like this. And also go get, when it comes out on console, Vigil from the Resident of Evil's channel. They're gonna make a video game, and Daymare when it comes out on console too, because honestly we need to start supporting these like indie gamers trying, like, if you got an indie gamer who wants to make a AAA game, support them, buy them. I heard the first game of Daymare's janky, but honestly, give them the support and give them feedback to be like, yo, fix this shit. This is what you need to do. This is what you don't need to do. And can I just say, can I get, like, more than just a knife in my survival horror games? Like, Silent Hill is the only one that's smart enough to give you, like, a big piece of metal to smack monsters with, or a baseball bat. Because, like, as much as I love Resident Evil, I'm always thinking to myself, why the fuck are you carrying a knife? Like, I get it, it's a buck knife and the blade is this big. You know, not a buck knife, it's a Bowie knife, and it's this, the blade is this big, but honestly, you're not doing anything with it. You shouldn't, you know, stab him in the brain or something like that. I know it's a big knife, but come on now, guys. Come on. Yeah, so that's the end of this video, because I only got 23 minutes left, so, actually 3 minutes left. So yeah, it's Sunday. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're safe. Also, I want to talk about Tiger King too, so that'll be the next video coming up. So give me a second to delete some of this shit on here, and I'll be ready to go. Peace out.